助けてほしいかナナに。心を燃やせ。限界を超えろ。
Hello and welcome to More Than Headlines, your weekly anime news podcast powered by Audio Technica, made by Australians for global citizens. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White, aka the Salt and Pepper Senpai, and joining me, as is tradition, my trusted co-host and rival, the darkness to my aqua, Miss Courtney Smith. How the bloody hell are ya?
I'm good. I'm glad that you said I was darkness, because I am darkness.
I do not believe that for a second. You are sweet as pie.
She is my inner monologue, is darkness.
She's great. And I am a bit of a hot mess like Aqua sometimes. So, like, I get it. Like, some people have said I have godlike powers, but they're kind of useless. And, yeah, that's me in a nutshell. But, yes, we are back. Episode 6 of the More Than Headlines podcast. We're getting some nice momentum going here. So thanks first and foremost, everyone that's listened, everyone that's watched and checked it out. Because, yeah, we're constantly tracking at the moment in 40 different countries around the world. Regularly sitting in the top 10/top 20 in places like the United States, Canada, Europe, and Australia. So go us, Courtney, go us.
What the hell? Oh my god. Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for showing us some love. And show us a little bit more love if you can by giving us those cheeky 5-star ratings and also liking and subscribing on the video platforms as well. But I know what you're all here for, so let's jump into...
You like the news?
That Fire Force noise drop at the end of that just melts my ear holes every single time. And the first headline we're going to be tackling on More Than Headlines, fans of the American adult cartoon Rick and Morty can get a taste of the show's latest anime adaptation. Last Sunday, Adult Swim streamed an early preview of Rick and Morty, the anime that features a cowboy western-style shootout between some suited men and Summer, Beth, Jerry, and Space Beth.
While we don't have much more information on the anime series, it's an original work written and directed by Tower of Gods Takashi Sano, who has directed previous Rick and Morty animated shorts. Rick and Morty the anime is slated to premiere sometime this year and will be streaming on Adult Swim, Max, and Adult Swim Canada. So Australians, we might miss out.
Or just find it by other creative means. But as the great Randy Jackson used to say, it's a no from me, dog. I could not care less about this, Courtney. Well, I could, but I'm avoiding yucking too many people's yums here. I left Rick's Space Cruiser many, many years ago and don't have really any intention on getting back on board, especially with this animation style. Like, it does not vibe with me at all. And like, looking at these Western to Eastern conversions, like you look at something like Suicide Squad Isekai, for example, that animation style is where this Rick and Morty, the anime version, just, yeah, it ain't for me, dog. I'm out.
I think it's tricky because it's coming off the back of the drama of the series and, you know, all the mess that happened behind the scenes there. I liked the first few seasons of the Rick and Morty cartoon, but I found as it got more in-depth and as they introduced characters like Space Beth, I was like, this is too much. It's not funny and, you know, serialized in a way anymore, and I don't like it. So I'm also not really looking forward to the anime, but I hope that some other people who maybe are new to anime can get into it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of JJ's t-shirts getting sold left, right, and center with anime Pickle Rick and all this kind of nonsense. Like, people are going to be wearing this merch everywhere, and it's going to upset me even more because it feels like Rick and Morty's jumped the shark a little bit the last few seasons. And I'm out. I'm happy for everyone that is happy, but I am just going to be acknowledging on the sidelines and just not really caring at all.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, but I will say, watching the trailer, it was very strange and funny to hear the characters speaking in Japanese. I was not... I don't know why I wasn't expecting them to speak Japanese. Of course they're going to speak Japanese. It was strange, though.
Yeah, it works. I think the best like Western mainstream anime or cartoon to anime crossover was still that South Park episode done way back in the day with Professor Chaos and Co. That one is like a hard 10 for me. It cracks me up still to this day.
That and the Gumball episode, the Gumball anime episode where they had the mum like doing the full-on like shonen fight.
It was fantastic.
Kiss. But who would win, Brendan, between teenagers, aliens, and ghosts? The highly anticipated anime adaptation of Dandadan is slated to air on Netflix and Crunchyroll in October this year, but the first 3 episodes are getting a global theatrical release. The release will start on August 31, but Australia won't receive it until around mid-September.
I am so goddamn excited for this. Dandadan is a supernatural comedy series that follows 2 high schoolers, one that believes in ghosts but not aliens, while the other believes in aliens but not ghosts. They challenge each other to go to places well known for paranormal and alien activity, and in the process find out that both aliens and ghosts are very, very real.
I actually haven't read the manga, but I've heard so much about it. I've heard everyone talks so much hype about this manga, so I'm really, really excited for the anime. There have been loads of series in this kind of paranormal high school occult genre though, so it'll be interesting to see how Dandadan differs from series like Haruhi Suzumiya, and fingers crossed that we do get a release date in Australia really soon.
I'm so hyped. Like, I was late to Dandadan from a manga perspective as well. I only just started reading it earlier this year, but I fell in love instantly with this world, and especially with the 2 leads, like Momo and Ken. They're so great. They're chalk and cheese. There's an alien believer, there's a paranormal believer, and just seeing them conflicting with each other's beliefs, but also just that awkward high school vibe and will they, won't they romance type of action that gets layered into this. I am so all about this. Like, the crazy world that they reside in is so fun and so memorable. Some of the characters you meet are absolutely bananas. And the tone, the pacing, the humor, and just this constant insanity that just works is right in my wheelhouse. And I genuinely feel that Dandadan will be one of the biggest hits of 2024 when it's all said and done. So get hyped, Sugoi Squad, because this IP is special. And wait and see what happens when they start talking about genitalia and turbo grannies and all this kind of stuff. Like, it is absolutely madness, but it is so great and so wholesome at the same time in ways. Like, it is a banger, and I'm so happy that it's available now, because having to read this through web browser because the Shonen Jump app doesn't support more of the, in parentheses, adult-centric manga was very frustrating, like jumping onto Viz and having to deal with that annoys me, but I'm happy to see this translate to the screen later this year. And yeah, I hope we get the movie in Australia here because I want to go see it.
I have only heard good things, so I am very excited. As an anime only, generally, I'm very, very hyped. But I actually want to know, Brendan, do you believe in aliens or ghosts?
I believe in both, to be honest. I don't know if we're going to start tinfoil hatting here, but I feel the world and the universe is so big and mysterious. To completely dismiss things like this just is very naive and ignorant, because we can't be the only intelligent or living life forms in the solar system. But also, I've seen enough weird shit in real life to think that, yeah, ghosts are very real. I've had some spiritual based encounters that we can certainly unpack on future episodes, because there's some weird stuff out there. Courtney, what about you? Are you a believer?
I am. I am a believer, and I'm very, very scared. I'm a big scaredy cat.
Yeah, I'm scared, but also curious, and that's probably leads to the fear as well, where I want to know more, but then I'm petrified in learning or discovering more. But listeners, viewers, are you on the ghost or alien train? Yay or nay?
Let us know.
Moving into headline number 3, we're getting a blast from the past with this announcement of a new Ranma half anime adaptation. A new Twitter account for the anime opened this past week with an announcement video teasing more information coming on July 17.
Rumiko Takahashi's Ranma 1/2 manga was debuted back in 1987 with a popular anime adaptation that followed in 89, so a really, really short time period between those two. This news comes after the successful anime remake of Takahashi's Urusei Yatsura, which has made us fall back in love with the mangaka's works.
This makes me very happy. My first experience with Urusei was actually through the remake. I didn't really catch anything from that 80s, 90s cycle, but I became an immediate fan, just randomly stumbled upon it on High Dive, and I'm like, you know what? This is a cool, nostalgic throwback. It's got a really funky 80s vibe. I love the aesthetic, and what David Production did with the Urusei remake was really great. Like there was some semi-modernization going on, but it also felt very time capsule-y. And I'm hoping we get more of the same with Ranma 1/2. I don't really know much about that world at all. Haven't read the manga, haven't watched the anime because I was 3 years old at the time when the anime came out. It was definitely outside of my mental scope at the time, but the concept around this 16-year-old male martial artist who turns into a girl when he's wet with cold water sounds like my kind of dumb. Like, is this the anime equivalent of Gremlins? I don't know. Like, can we feed this character after midnight as well? Does that lead to bad things? But yeah, I'm down for kooky and weirdness. And yeah, Ranma 1/2 sounds like it's going to be more of the same for me.
I think there's really something to be said for anime from, you know, the 70s and the 80s and the 90s because it paved the way for what we have now, right? So, you know, when we have these kind of concepts that are like, yeah, he turns into a girl when he gets wet, it's like, oh my God, like, this was the first one. This was the first, you know? And like Lum from Urusei Yatsura, like she was the original waifu, right? I've talked about this with Brendan so many times. All he ever hears me talk about is Lum. Because I love the Urusei Yatsura remake as well. And I love it so much that I'm getting a Lum tattoo in August.
Yes. Yeah. I'm hoping you get like a caption underneath that says, darling, or something like that. Oh my God. That is one of my like weak spots in anime. When I hear a female character call someone darling, I'm like, can you just call me darling, please? Like I just turn into a puddle anytime I hear it. So anytime Lum's on the screen, yeah, I am in all sorts on the couch.
But honestly, Takahashi's works are such a huge part of the manga canon. So I think hopefully, fingers crossed, David Production look to do a remake of Inuyasha next, because even though it's still really popular, the original is still so popular, I think a remake in this really bright art style would be really, really cool.
Fingers and toes crossed.
Please. Headline number 4 though, the first 13 episodes of Windbreaker have just finished airing on Thursday, and with the last episode we got an announcement that the action anime will be getting a second season in 2025.
Hell to the yeah. Windbreaker is one of my favorite anime of 2024 so far, and I'm hyped for a second season. Season 1 introduced us to a great assortment of memorable characters, gorgeous, gorgeous animation from Cloverworks, an absolute humper of a soundtrack, and some of the slickest fight scenes that I personally believe you'll see all year in anime. The world and morals of Bofarine, I'm all about that life. I was immediately sucked in after that first episode, and anyone who thinks otherwise about the greatness of Windbreaker is definitely going to be purged without exception. Also, Suo is best boy. I'll not be taking any further questions at this time.
Correct. You are correct. I'm glad we can agree. I'm glad we can agree.
There we go.
I think this anime, it does a really good job of balancing like this delinquent theme with wholesome, which I really love. And I don't know what magic Cloverworks used when they were making this, but it is gorgeous. Like everything just feels so intentional, and every like stroke of the artwork is so planned and looks so good that I'm in awe, honestly. Like I'm not a huge fan of fight scenes, but they really did a great job on this one.
Yeah, they were on something very special, and I'd like some whatever it was, because yeah, not only the main ensemble cast, but the random ancillary NPCs, the background characters, like everybody is animated to such a high degree. And like you said, every stroke in these scenes is there for a reason and serves a purpose. And yeah, it's gorgeous. Love the world, love the characters, and I'm so happy that we're getting a second season and we don't have to wait too long. You know, it's going to be out next year. So yeah, bring it on. I want to see the continued ascent of Sakura as he becomes the hero of the town. All right, moving into the 5th and final headline of More Than Headlines, episode number 6. And we just thought we'd say, you know, what we loved and potentially didn't love from the spring 2024 season. So we're sort of broken it down into a couple of subsets in there, and we'll start it off with new titles that met and exceeded the hype. And I wanted to throw, first and foremost, Kaiju number 8, There was such a huge, massive marketing campaign behind this title where it could have potentially collapsed under all that hype and anticipation, but I think it just, sailed higher than anyone could have expected. And the anime that we just talked about, I felt windbreaker, like it didn't really come out with a ton of hype, but with a studio like Cloverworks behind it, there's always just naturally going to be eyes on this content. And it was also another one I'm like, damn, it's good. First episode really set the tone, but it didn't crumple after a few episodes. That 13 episode run was just top tier. So that's the titles I wanted to say I felt met and exceeded the hype. What about you?
For me, it was Kaiju number 8. My relationship with this IP was I was worried, to be honest, at the start, because I read the manga. I read like the first few volumes of the manga, and I was not vibing.
Boo.
So my thinking was, the first few chapters, it gets set up where Kafka is, this cleaner of all the monster guts after everything. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a really cool slice of life where we look at the aftermath of these kaiju fights, which is really cool. But then very quickly he was like, no, actually, I want to do the fighting. And I'm like, that's cool, Kafka, but I want to watch something else. This is not my plan. So please fix. But the anime, I was so pleasantly surprised. I think this is one of those manga that needs the anime to really let it shine. And that, for me, is exactly what it did. And I am obsessed with Kaiju number 8 now. I'm so excited for the next season. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm that obsessed. I actually got a Kaiju number 8 tattoo the last week to coincide with the finale that's going to be airing this coming weekend. So I cannot wait for seeing how this finale plays out. I'm up to date on the manga. I've read all the B-sides, so I know where this world is hypothetically going to go, but it still doesn't make me any less excited to see it translated onto screen from Production IG, because the animation, the art style is another thing, double thumbs up, chef's kisses, all those cliches, hype as hell. And I hope they stick the landing with the finale this weekend. But you mentioned the term pleasant surprise just a minute ago, and I wanted to sort of throw a few of my pleasant surprises from this past spring season. And the first one, little ditty that landed on High Dive, hasn't really had much marketing material or push behind it at all, but Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, stunningly animated, really great coming of age story about 4 females within this world where they're dealing with various personal situations and scenarios and hardships, and they all come together to create music. And it's gorgeous, it's sweet, it's heartwarming, and I feel that they really stuck the landing on the finale that aired this past week as well. And also I wanted to shout out to Go-Go Loser Ranger. I am eternally horny for anything like Power Rangers adjacent, and this just nails the tone. I like that they sort of do the inverse, where the Rangers, who are typically the heroes, are the turds in this scenario. They're bad people doing horrible things to the Dusters and the various villains or monsters in parentheses, and seeing it from the other side of the coin has been really great. The animation's awesome. The OP and the ED are just toe tappers. They're ones that I do not skip every single time. And I'm all for it. So they're my 2 pleasant surprises from spring of 2024.
That's how you know that an opening and ending is good, when you first listen to episode 1 and you make the decision then and there if you're going to skip it until the last episode or if you're going to listen to it for the rest of the series. And whenever there's one that you listen to for the rest of the series, that's a good sign to me.
Hell yeah. What about you? What you got on your list?
So I'm actually going to agree with you on Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. I love cute girls doing cute things in anime, and I love music anime as well. So it just ticked every box. It scratched every itch. It was perfect. But the lack of marketing, I was like, surely we get some more, because I feel like a lot of people are going to skip it. I feel like it's going to be a Bocce the Rock situation.
I was about to say, it is like the next iteration of Bocce the Rock, where similar coming together of female, similar tone, similar theme, see, all tied into the greatness of music. And yeah, like luckily Bocce is getting a little bit more press now and doing concerts and all kinds of crazy things. But yeah, I feel Jellyfish is just going to be left back there in the dust, which sucks because it's great and it's gorgeous.
I'm sure, I reckon people will pick it up maybe like next season or the season after and do like the binge watch. But my other pleasant surprises, so first of all, Train to the End of the World. This show, I think it was originally supposed to be like a marketing campaign for like a Japanese like train company. And I'm like, sure, but it's actually fantastic. It's so good. Did you watch it, Brendan?
I'm only a couple episodes in. I sort of parked it, not parked, but like pulled the brake on the train for now. I'll go back to it because I enjoyed those first few episodes and the world that was getting built there, but it's on my to be completed list. It's
just, first of all, it's charming and it's really, really easy to watch, despite having like pretty heavy themes of like, you know, what happens if 7G, like the next big kind of, what do you call like internet data program?
Yeah, something like that. Like the next evolution of data speed, like wireless data speeds or something like that.
Yeah, like what if it's so busted that it just like fucks everything up?
Well, remember 5G gave us COVID, so who knows what 7G is going to give us? You know, we're going to grow extra appendages.
We haven't even gotten to 6G.
No, we don't talk about 6G. That was a disaster.
So I love Train to the End of the World, and I think it should get way more love than it's getting. My other pleasant surprise, though, and maybe it's not a pleasant surprise for anyone else, but Spice and Wolf. So 10 years ago when I started watching anime, I put Spice and Wolf on my plan to watch list because it was like a classic, right? Like everyone was like, yep, Spice and Wolf. Like even if they didn't love it, they'd seen it. And I was like, I should definitely watch that. And 10 years went past and it has just been on my plan to watch list this whole time. And when I saw it was getting the remake, I was like, wait a second. Hold on, I haven't watched the original yet. Wait, how is it? Time goes by so quickly. And I was like, okay, I think this is my signal. This is the signal that the universe is sending me to watch Spice and Wolf. So I watched it and I love it. It's so cute.
It's really cute. And it does the original a lot of justice, I think. Like both equally is fantastic, but seeing the animation be uplifted in this way, the same tone, the same vibe, the same energy from the characters that you'd be used to from that first run is right there, but it just looks modernized and stunning. And it's just another easy watch. Like it is so thoroughly enjoyable and yeah, well worth your time if you're looking for something from the spring season for sure.
Yes. But what about the triumphant returns, Brendan?
Ooh, well, there's a few that we sort of beat the drum on every week here on More Than Headlines, so I won't sort of dive too deeply, but I've really, really enjoyed season 4 of Demon Slayer. The Hashira training arc is fantastic. The ongoing greatness of season 7 of My Hero has been phenomenal. I've been really, really vibing with Mushoku Tensei season 2. I just love that world, love Rudius, love Sylphie. Like they're just super cute and I just want to cuddle them. Something we touched on last week that just ended their 3rd season, Konosuba, more craziness, more greatness. And I guess I kind of cheat / maybe not with Spice and Wolf as a triumphant return. Even though it is a retelling or a redo, it's nice to see us back in this world because it's just a great universe to be in. And you can learn a lot as well watching Spice and Wolf. So they're my triumphant returns. What you got on your list?
For me, I'm going to also steal Mushoku Tensei season 2 from your list because I like the direction that it's taken. I enjoyed season 1, part 1, and then part 2 kind of lost me a little and I was worried because Rudy was getting extra pervy and I was like, bro, I get it, like, but chill. Please. And then like the beginning of this season, he was like, my penis doesn't work. And I was like, shut up. Yeah. Shut up. No one cares, Rudy. But then he got married and I was like, actually, this is really, really nice. And I'm so happy that, you know, his relationship with Sylphie just has blossomed and it's really, really nice just watching them. So I'm very pleased after the turmoil of season 1, part 2.
Justified.
And Black Butler, the public school arc. My first ever anime was Black Butler, and the fact that after all this time, like I think I first watched it in 2012. I first watched Black Butler, and after 12 years later, there's still new Black Butler. I just feel very blessed to live in the timeline that I live in.
It is certainly not the darkest timeline. Like, I've only caught the first episode of this latest go around on Black Butler, and I enjoy it. Like, sadly, it was not my first anime. I went down a very dark and deep path for my first anime, and changed me in some ways for the good, some ways for the worse. But yeah, Black Butler, it's great. It's good to see it back. I need to take some time to chew through this latest season and see if it still hits the same way as it did on those earlier viewings many years ago. But I'm happy to see it back. I'm happy to see a little bit of a resurgence on some of these classic titles from a decade ago or so.
Wait, what was your first anime?
Ninja Scroll.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Thanks to SBS on a Friday evening. I was 10 years old and I watched Ninja Scroll, which is full of demons and violence and rape and all kinds of stuff. Like, it put me down an interesting path.
I'm sorry I asked.
Hey, we all come from somewhere.
But yeah, the new Black Butler season is just so good. I love Sebastian. He can come to my house any day.
You're a married woman now. Stop being so thirsty.
This is true. What about your honorable mentions?
I'm just going to sort of machine gun these really quick, but viral hit, pleasant surprise, really like the concept as far as, YouTube fight drama set in a high school setting. Bartender Glass of God was just a nice, cool, calm, and collected cocktail of an anime, pun intended. Like, just really enjoyable, educational as well, and just has this cool, classy vibe to it. And yet another of the reincarnated fantasy jaunts. Reincarnated as a Seventh Prince. It's got a title that's 1,700 more words longer than that, but I just call it that just for ease of access here. Surprisingly enjoyable, occasionally pervy, but fun regardless. So they're my three honorable mentions that I also wanted to throw at you.
My honorable mention is also Bartender, because like Spice and Wolf, it was something I added to my list 10 plus years ago, and then they're like, yeah, so we're doing a remake, and I'm like, guys, stop, don't do this to me. I know I'm very, very behind on my plan to watch list, but I don't need to be attacked like this. But it's been so good. I love it. It's, yeah, just another easy watch. Just put it on like a Saturday morning, have a coffee. It's easy.
It feels like grown-up anime in a way, like an adult would watch it, not because there's adult themes, but it is just a little bit of a slow burn. It is a little bit more grounded in reality, and it's just a nice cruisy watch. Like you said, it's a good Sunday morning viewing over a coffee or over a cocktail, depending on what your vibe is. But yeah, listeners, viewers, what is your hits and or potential misses of spring 2024? Let us know. We'll unpack some of that in future episodes. But let's shift gears into the next segment, which we like to call Big Game Hunting, where we update you on the latest developments regarding the biggest titles airing in the current anime season. I'll tackle the ongoing releases here, throw it over to you for some of the new debut drops coming this week as well, and we'll end on some quick hitters. But the season finale, Demon Slayer Season 4, Episode 8, is airing this coming Sunday. We are recording on Saturday, the 29th of June. But fear not, budding Hashira, this finale is actually going to be a 40-minute jaunt for the ages. Oh my goodness, I've read all the manga, so I know where the heck this is going, and my body is not ready, but I am mentally preparing day by day to get set for what's about to come. My Hero Academia Season 7 Episode 147. I'm still reeling from last week's Shoto vs. Darby fight. My goodness gracious me. Where are they going to go from here? Who the heck knows, but I'm along for the ride. And One Piece Season 14 Episode 1110 is out this week too. Cool. Happy for you, Straw Hat Pirates. But yeah, they're the three big ones. How are you feeling? You ready for the season finale of Demon Slayer this week?
I feel like I am, only because I just need a break from the big stuff. I feel like we've had a lot of big stuff, and I think this next season coming up, starting airing this upcoming week, is the season where I just chill and there's no real big stuff. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 big second season things coming out, but I'm sad but happy at the same time.
Okay, well, let's maybe talk about some happiness, because we've got, a few of these upcoming seasonal drops occurring over the coming days between episode 6 and 7 of MTH. So what's on the docket?
So for July 3rd, we have Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. That's going to be airing on Crunchyroll, and it's going to be simulcast, so it'll come out either the same time or just an hour after it airs in Japan. On July 4, we've got a bunch of stuff coming too. Days with My Stepsister, Pseudo Harem, Senpai is an Otokonoko, and Twilight Out of Focus, all coming on July 4 to Crunchyroll, simulcast again, so we're getting it same day as Japan, which is fantastic. Do keep in mind they're all subbed though, so if you prefer a dub release, you'll be waiting a few weeks. There's also, I believe, an anime that has already started on Crunchyroll. It started yesterday or the day before. Oh,
that's like the fake demon lord, right? Where it's a human wearing a demon mask. I can't remember the name. Sorry, anime in question, but it dropped yesterday, I think.
The demon lord is a human, something like that. That came out yesterday. And then we also have the second season of Oshinoko starting on July 3rd as well. So loads of stuff coming up.
And also the first 3 episodes of Suicide Squad Isekai is available at the moment as well. Haven't peeked any of that. I'm actually going to watch it today. But from what I can see, it's reviewing pretty well. I see some 7s and 8s. Like, it doesn't look like it's a award winner, but everyone's saying that it's done an admirable job so far. So we'll report back on our thoughts on those first few episodes maybe next week.
Yes.
Some final quick hitters. Shangri-La Frontier Season 2 has been announced for October of 2024 and will be split across 2 consecutive cours. So I'm so excited and so happy for more of that world. It was one of the surprises of 2023 for me, and it's just perfect fantasy video game escapism fun. So I'm hyped as hell for that. And Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Season 3 has been announced for this one as well. Another fine isekai. Does get a little pervy with his sort of constituents and whatnot, but I like the wholesomeness of it overall, and it's well animated. It's another one that's just enjoyable. You can just chuck on and zone out and lose hours too while being entertained.
And we also have our random fact of the week after Cinema Roll's big win last week. What's going on?
Purin was robbed, goddammit.
What's the fact, Brendan?
All right, this fact, it's going to be nice and educational. So the name Studio Ghibli originated from Italian World War II era scouting aircraft called the CA-309 Ghibli. The Italian word Ghibli roughly translates to the hot desert wind of the Sahara. So the founders of Studio Ghibli chose the name as a reflection of their desire to blow a fresh breeze through the anime industry. Just as the wind carries tales across vast landscapes, Studio Ghibli aims to transport viewers to new and enchanting worlds through their films, leaving a lasting legacy in the hearts of audiences worldwide. Studio Ghibli even paid tribute to the plane's designer, Giovanni Caproni, in a dream sequence for The Wind Rises. So I thought that was a nice little hat nod, a little homage there, or hat tip, or a head nod. Maybe we're combining the two into the next term. But shout out to Giovanni Caproni and Studio Ghibli for wanting to spread the message, wanting to create a fresh breeze through the anime landscape. And I certainly think that they did that over the last several decades with some of the best animated film of all time.
That was a lovely fact, Brendan. Thank you.
No worries. The bar is set. What are you bringing next week? Let's find out.
Cinema Roll.
All right, listeners and viewers, this brings us to the end of another episode of the More Than Headlines podcast. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at Cottony and at More Than Senpai. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe to this podcast and all the other podcasts you listen to on those podcast hosting platforms of your choosing. And if you're checking us out on video, be sure to click that like button and subscribe to us on TikTok and YouTube, because it helps us stay in the algorithm, helps us track and trend and maintain some form of relevancy. But head on over to morethanhentai.life to get your hands on the tastiest merch in the land. While you're there, you can join the Sugoi Squad to get exclusive access to perks and content you will not find anywhere else on planet Earth, starting from the low price of $1 per month. But whether your anime be subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself, and much love to all the gorgeous waifus and husbandos out there. Goodbye.
またね。